All right, Tets, what's your topic?
Well, I thought we'd continue on with L5R. I know that, so Strange Assembly,
Shout outs to Chris, who runs it.
They, or he, I guess, put up a quiz. AEG used to have a quiz similar, and I know you could find quizzes across the internet because it's the internet. But essentially, it let you take quizzes, and it was, it kind of showed you which of the clans your personality more aligned with. You know, it's just one of those fun personality tests. But so he put one up, and I thought it would be fun for all of us to do it and to see how well we all lined up with our favorite clans, or do we actually seem, according to this quiz, to line up with the clans we least like? Luckily, Mantis and Spider probably aren't in it, but I thought that'd be fun.
All right, and for people who might not be more familiar with L5R than some of our other listeners, we'll basically give like a brief rundown of the clans right now, like a short blurb. So first, we obviously have the Crab. They're the gruff, don't care about court for the most part, defenders of the wall who fight the Shadowlands. It's their sworn duty to defend the rest of the Empire from the horrors that lie from the realm of Jigoku.
Duty is always more important than any of the other the other 6 aspects of Bushido for them, because if they fail in their duty, then there is no empire from which the Bushido to be held.
The next clan is the Crane. They're all about the courts, art, beauty,
defining
culture.
Rokugan's culture.
Yes, their founder, Lady Doji, is the one who set up their society, basically. They and the Dragon typically have the best duelists in the Empire, and they're all about courtesy. The next are the Dragon. The Dragon are all about enlightenment.
The mystics.
Yes, they have Togashi monks who are these tattooed mystics. They love studying the Tao.
Think your usual portrayal of like wushu monks in movies, the whole guy that's bare-fisted and yet still punching a hole through a mountain. Exaggerated, but not fully exaggerated.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way the Dragon had a little bit of a feel. Part of them. That's not all of the Dragon, of course.
Yeah. And their Bushi, or warriors, also fight with 2 swords, so it's a big thematic thing for them.
Yep.
Next is the Lion. The Lion, their Bushido trait is honor, interestingly enough. They have the largest military. They're typically all about victory, glory, fighting on the battlefield. They're the most strict and stringent of all the clans. They're called the right hand of the Emperor, whereas the Crane are the left hand.
They're not... for some reason, I thought their Bushido was courage. Is that not the case, or...?
No, theirs is honor. Next, we have the Phoenix. The Phoenix are, most people from outside looking in, the easiest way to explain it is the wizards of Rokugan. They study magic. They're very introspective, much like the Dragon.
Pacifists.
Yes, they are pacifists. They are all about finding a peaceful solution. The other clan is the Scorpion. Scorpion are the underhand of the Empire. Bayushi swore to be Hante's villain at the dawn of the Empire. Bayushi is their founding kami. They are also all about duty. See, this is why I think Crab are courage, because I think Scorpion are duty.
Well, they're loyal. I was gonna say loyalty is above all.
It's like the same thing, basically.
For the Scorpion, because they're essentially the clan of espionage. Even though they are the villains, they are willing to take on that role because they're willing to do those things that other samurai are not, because it exists outside of the code of Bushido.
Yeah.
So if you have these guys that are outside the code, how else do you?
Duty
how do you
and
build an
loyalty
organization
are the
around
same.
that?
Duty and loyalty are the same tenet.
Yeah, so I think Crab or courage.
Yeah, so in that case, then for them, that loyalty above all else is what kind of unifies them. So that way, it's not just a clan of chaos, because they're not chaos. They are very much ordered.
Yeah, there is no real chaotic
as much
clan.
as they'd like others to believe.
And the last clan is the Unicorn. Their Bushido trait is compassion. They're all about helping to defend lower case, more so than any of the other clans. They feature cavalry heavily.
And part of that reason, beyond just being called the Unicorn, or the Kirin as they were before they went on an self-induced exile? Not exile.
Exploration.
They went to explore... Exploration, there you go. They went to explore the lands outside of the Empire. Obviously, horses would help with that. And they were gone for a long time, a few centuries, and I think it's 4 centuries that they were gone, something like that.
800 years.
Longer than that, yeah.
800, okay, so 8 centuries. But so when they came back, they brought all of this foreign culture with them. So with the unicorn, you'll see aspects of Mongolians, of the Han, the Chinese a little bit. I mean, Rokugan isn't 100% Japan. It still has elements of all those wrapped in it to begin with.
They like their scimitars.
Yes, scimitars are very much part of them.
Particularly the Moto.
Name magic, which was different from the magic that the Phoenix practiced, which isn't so much magic as it is asking the kami to do stuff for you. So they're kind of more priesty, whereas the weird gaijin magic of the unicorn can be kind of different. But their biggest thing is that they're not quite like the rest of the clans.
They love their wanderlust. All right, so we're going to take this quiz, all of us. We're going to kind of work through our answers as we do it.
There are 16 questions.
Yeah, Tats, it's your topic. Let's get started. You read the questions.
Alrighty. So the first question, when your clan draws blood, does it do so with the blade of a katana or cutting words? So military, political, or balance is one of the other options between the two.
I'm obviously going to be more inclined to probably military in this regard.
What, courtiers aren't samurai?
I'm thinking as a samurai in Rokugan, not a bushi.
We're not going to say that courtier are not samurai.
Of course not. But
Sashi.
I would probably be more the top in that setting who would be balls to the wall, like wanting to cut people in half.
Yeah.
So I'm clicking military. That's my explanation of it.
I think my thing too is like most of the clans I like part of the reason why I like them is the mental image of them being badass on the battlefield. I mean, you can be badass in the political battlefield, but it's cool to say something really smart and quipping and cutting to the bone. It's awesome and badass to actually cut somebody to the bone. So I'd have to go with military as well.
I am choosing a balance in all things because I love to be a jack of all trades.
Hey, man, that's a good explanation.
Yeah.
My face when Mal's a dragon. All right, what about you, Meta?
I'm going to choose military because generally when I cut somebody, it is with a sharp object.
See? That's the correct answer.
Cutting words seems really weird.
All right, so second question is, how important is your honor? There's 4 options here. Honor is my life. Honor is my life, but mind that the ways of my ancestors are not the ways of yours. Honor is a luxury I cannot afford, and honor is an impediment to my duty, a weakness to be avoided.
Meta, why don't you answer first this time?
On a scale of?
On a scale of 1 to honor.
1 to 10, because that's how honor goes. Or 1 to 25 in the card game.
Let's go with my honor is my life. The idea is that honor is pretty important to an individual, and in real life, usually we want to hang out with those kind of individuals, not the ones that are, going to potentially, not keep
nice
to the
scumbags.
word. Like, yeah, nobody really likes to hang out with jerks and scumbags, so.
I am going to choose the second one. Because while it is a nice goal to strive for, it might not always work out.
What is the second one?
My honor is my life, but mind that the ways of my ancestors are not the ways of yours. I think I'm actually going to go with option 3. Honor is a luxury I cannot afford. Only because honor's great. Honor is something that we should strive for. It's definitely something to be put up on a pedestal. But sometimes you can't factor that in. And sometimes you just have to make a snap decision, and what you do is what you do, I guess. It's much more true to instinctual, I feel like, that option is.
Are you the top to act on instinct?
Yeah, I'm the type that
Really?
doesn't really think. Yeah, I'm very much the guy who just blurts out everything he's thinking. I wear my gunpla addiction on my sleeve. That's very much the person who I am. So moving with instinct, I think, is probably the truest vote I should do for that.
See, this is tough for me because I try to be honorable in real life. I mean, you always can't be, and I have some friends that are kind of scummy.
I think if you,
Be
you have to
honest.
I think you have to remember that honor is always going to have there's no technically set if you really look at the word honor, any definition set to it requires far more than just a simple like, oh, this just means you're happy, or this just means you're sad. So it's never going to be that easy of a thing, and honor is always going to be a very hard thing to strive for. I mean, you can even get people who mince like, when is it okay to tell the truth kind of thing. So
It's not my life, but it is a luxury I can't afford. So I wish there was something in between those, because I don't feel like number 2 is really in between.
Yeah.
Right? So, but it's more my life than it isn't. So we'll go with my honor is my life.
Alrighty. Question number 3. When other clans support you in conflict, why do they do so? We have spent centuries developing networks of allies.
I feel like I know these answers and what they're referencing to already.
Blackmail is one of the answers.
I'm going to try to answer this in real life, how this would happen.
Yeah.
Would be no Rokugan. How would you do that one in real life?
There would be no America.
There'd be no America.
Attacking us is an affront to the commie.
Then I'm obviously not going to choose probably those two.
So we do not crush them as well. The hope of treasures from afar brings many friends unpredictability and allies unpredictably.
I know one of my friends would be like that completely. One of you
Not
guys
really.
go first while I read through them again.
Man, don't put me first on this one.
Option of everybody's my allies because I'm nice. I feel like that's my answer.
Go with it then. I'm kind of like,
There's not one there.
I'm not super good at networking, honestly, so that wouldn't be mine.
Not at all.
No, that would not be mine either. Fairly certain attacking me would not be an affront to Kami either.
I think I would have to look through this through the lens of as a Rokugani as opposed to me, because these are kind of worded in that.
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna have to
mentality.
go with what I would want from my clan in Rokugan.
No, but then if you do that, I mean, like not to. These almost seems like
Yeah,
a very much a quiz that like somebody who's just started the game doesn't know what they want,
Right.
and goes through this. If you're trying to base this off yourself, there's gonna be problems. Obviously, if you've already played the game and already kind of know what you're at or what you like, then this becomes very obvious on what the answers are going to be and what they reference to. Makes it a little
True.
bit hard.
Well, when there is 7, it's more obvious, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first one that's been like choose from 7. Each one is obviously a clan.
I'd like to have allies as Rokugani, but they often backstab you.
Yeah. Right.
Blackmail's pretty good to have in that setting, honestly. I'm going to go with blackmail.
I know my opinion's being colored by, again, knowing it. I feel like I'm on the fence of blackmail, and without us to defend, there'd be no Rokugan. Partially because that statement in and of itself, like, if you're not my ally, I might let Simone through to your lands.
Yeah.
So I think with that reasoning, I'd have to go with blackmail as well.
I'm just gonna go with I don't know. Let's go the line route so we do not crush them as well.
I'm going crab because that's what if I was trying to look at this without fresh eyes, or I mean, I guess, or maybe it's the Harry Potter thing of like what the answer you want actually matters too. So I'm choosing that option. Without us to defend it, there would be no Rokugan.
You know, if you put it like that, then I would probably go without us to defend it. There would be no Rokugan as well.
Pick that then.
Yeah.
Which Bushido virtue is most important to you? And it has the 7. Honor, courage, loyalty, honesty, compassion, courtesy, and sincerity.
Well, we were arguing over which one
So we
tied
obviously
to which.
don't. Yeah, we obviously don't know what these are for each clan, apparently.
We might have a good idea, but
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to base this off of real life. What do I try to live my life with?
yeah, I am too.
Compassion isn't the best, honestly, for me. I'm not always the most compassionate person.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
am I the most courteous?
I'm going with compassion. Yeah.
Or am I the most honest? I try to be sincere. I am very loyal.
I think I have to go with sincerity because, again, kind of the whole, like, I wear who I am on my sleeve. And so whenever I say something, it's very much what my heart is feeling at the moment. So I think I'm going to go with sincerity for that reason.
I'm going with compassion.
I knew Mal was going to go with compassion.
Shinjo at heart.
I can't.
Those running overheads. God.
I can't even choose the mean option in video games.
Yep.
You literally can't go renegade.
I can't.
I'm actually going to go courage because I try to live my life without hesitation.
That Gryffindor.
So
Gryffindor, yo.
I
It's-
don't know Harry Potter at all. So
God, this is a really hard one. I honestly try to live my life like by so many of these. To nerd out.
Yeah, there were a couple. I just had to go with which one feel most important at this moment. Nothing bad is going to happen.
You don't know that.
Based on the opinion.
You don't know
of this quiz.
that.
we're going to completely judge you forever, man.
No.
I'm compassionate and won't judge you.
Two things that are big for me have always been loyalty and honesty. Setting aside honor, I'm going to set aside that one.
Yeah.
Loyalty is very important to me because it shows that you're not just trying to create some simple connection with somebody for anything beyond the fact that you do want to create the connection for a person. If you're so willing to create it and then drop it, you were never really loyal to begin with. And those kind of people are not people that I like to associate with. But I also believe in honesty. Even if it's brutally blunt, you need to be honest with somebody. And you need to tell them to, like, look, dude, one of the best things you can do for a good friend of yours is to tell them that what they're doing is messed up, even if it puts your friendship at the cost of it. Because you wouldn't be a good friend if you didn't. So those two concepts, those two kind of things in life are so very important. And I think at the end of the day, out of the two of them, I'm going to say honesty because if I'm really going to be loyal to, if I'm really going to be the kind of person that I want to be, I need to be okay with the fact that sometimes, even if I want to do the right thing, it means I might lose something that I care about. And that means being honest with them. That's what I got to do.
Good answer.
So here's a question, and this might be delving a bit into meditations on the Bushido itself. What's the difference between honesty and sincerity? Like, the two seem very closely...
Well-
I can give your opinion, Meta.
Of the two, I mean, if you go by technically definitions, sincerity, like where honesty is, let's see here real fast. Honesty is pretty much about having a fairness or straightforward conduct, adherence to facts. It's a sense of, it's essentially always being clear on what you're doing and not hiding anything. Hence, you're being honest about it. But being
You can be honest to someone without being sincere in that honesty.
Can I lay the wisdom of a Kodo Kami on you for a second?
no.
Okay. Well, I'm going to.
Please. Please.
Honesty. Be acutely honest throughout your dealings with all people. Believe in justice, not from other people, but from yourself. To a true samurai, there is no shades of gray in the question of honesty and justice. There's only right and wrong. Set lies aside, a samurai does not make honesty or justice a matter for debate. He knows that there is only truth and falsehood, justice and injustice. Sincerity is a samurai's words and his actions are one and the same. To promise would be redundant. When a samurai has said he will perform an action as good as done, nothing will stop him from completing what he has said he will do. He does not have to give his word. He does not have to promise. The action of speaking alone is set the act of doing in motion. Speaking and doing are the same thing.
So he's very honest in his actions.
Honesty is all about the truth. Sincerity is about living what you say. At least through the lens of Bushido, as a Kodo Kami interprets it.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, that's how they
Who
see
are we
it.
to
in the
question?
game.
Yeah, I know, right?
What was that?
Who are we?
I said, who are we to question him?
I'm gonna question him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna question him on one
I'm-
reason, because freaking sincerity and honesty are super close to one another.
It's true.
Yeah, by our definitions.
Yeah.
I think it also kind of is. It's similar to when you look at the seven deadly sins, and you have envy and greed.
Yep.
How the two of them are kind of really, really close, but they are kind of separate. I think that the two are really, really close, but they are kind of separate.
In this case, it's more of the words probably mean different in Japanese, and that's the best they could do to translate them. So
Possibly.
we're also
Anywho.
probably rambling a little bit too long on this.
There are still 12 other questions.
No, there's
Yeah.
not.
Yes.
This is the only question now.
We don't want an hour-long section of the podcast.
Which elemental ring do you embody?
Fire.
Air is in intuition and subtlety. Earth, fortitude and will. Fire is energy and drive. Water is strength and adaptability. And void is devoid of an explanation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the void. You want to go first on this one, or Mal or Meta?
I'm choosing fire because I like it.
Are you a Genki girl, Mal?
I don't know.
Genki means energy. It's
I
the trope
don't
in manga where they're
know.
super excited.
I see. I just like fire in all things. I'm choosing
Okay.
fire.
You just want to burn it down.
I'm just gonna choose
Agree with
air
them?
because I've always liked wind elemented stuff. So
Yeah, I have to choose fire because even the air stuff I like, which is my second, it's usually lightning, which in the case of L5R tends to fall under fire, and I can see that. Different descriptions, energy. I feel like if there's one thing that does describe me is lots of energy because, like, I just always seem to have hyperactive energy, so I just feel like it fits me best in that regard. And I like to set things on fire. So.
I'm pretty tough and headstrong, maybe more stubborn than headstrong, so I'm going to go with Earth. All right, next question.
you guys are far deeper than I was about this.
I like fire.
How do you venerate the Tao, the collected teachings of Shinsei, and the mortal who brought wisdom to the immortal Kami? I give my copy of the Tao a place of honor, my brand new and shrink copy, that is.
I know who that one is.
Yeah.
I dedicate my life to the Tao. I contemplate the Tao when it's convenient, or isn't the reading the Tao for after I retire to a monastery?
I kind of like that answer.
I kind of like that answer too.
That is my answer.
That's what I'm going to go with too.
Yep.
I don't want to pick the obvious blind one.
I gotta go with I contemplate the Tao when it's convenient. Again, it kind of plays into the way that I described honor of it's nice when you can afford it.
Yeah.
It's nice to think about the Tao. It's nice to put it into a place of importance in your life, but at the same time,
I'll get to it later when I retire.
Yeah, same.
If I retire.
All right, so I guess that's the next question.
Yep.
What importance do you place on Rokugani art and culture? Very important. For that, if I wasn't so busy killing monsters to keep you safe. Very important. If by art you mean my morning kata, of course. And it's very important, and my idea of art and culture is broader than most.
And it's nice, I guess. Very important for me. I like the arts. I wouldn't be so bold to say that I am Rokugani art and culture.
What's Rokugani art and culture? Samurai? What?
I'm gonna have to go with very important. If by art you mean my morning kata. I just
I'm gonna go. What?
no, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go with it's very important, and my idea of art and culture is broader than most. I like other stuff too.
Fist bump, Mel. What about you, Tets?
I'd have to go with I'd have time for it if I wasn't so busy killing monsters to keep you safe, but because I feel like that last part is kind of a blank statement that I can also say I'd love art if I wasn't working on this at home, or if I wasn't doing this, or if I wasn't, because I want to draw more. I'd love to try to paint and stuff, but at the same time, I'm busy putting together plastic Gundam models, so I didn't have time for it.
Well, there you go.
So, what is your greatest strength? I am in harmony with the elements in the kami and can draw on their power. I am disciplined and a master of military strategy. I have great insight and see the reality in all things. Make life worth living. I will defend my comrades and country until my dying breath. New knowledge and experience to my people. Or I am willing to sacrifice more than my life to preserve the empire. I was missing the letter or the word too.
Yeah. We probably don't have to dwell on this one too long. They're pretty obvious what they're all going to be.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with the defend one because that's probably what I'd pick in actual real life. And I'm going to get crab watch.
Yeah, that's what I'm picking too, just because I value it the most.
I'm also not entirely sure the difference between that one and the last one. Besides, that one's your comrades and country, whereas the other one's just the empire. So
Scorpion.
that one actually includes your friends.
Scorpion.
I'm actually gonna say I have great insight and see the reality in all things, which just again goes back to my belief that like you need to stay it as it is.
You're so introspective, Meta.
It's what I do.
I think I'm gonna go with I will defend my comrades and country until my dying breath. So what is your greatest flaw? Follow up to that.
I don't have a flaw. That's my greatest flaw.
I am arrogant in my superiority, so there you go. Anyway, no. So I am arrogant in my superiority, respond badly when someone claims to have mastered an aspect of my art that I have not. That's the full answer for that one. I will use any pretext to take offense because I want to fight. Manipulations fail. I am unable to physically defend myself. Cats are not the only thing that has been done in by curiosity. I am uncouth and proud of it. Sometimes I am underhanded for a cause, but often I'm just underhanded. Or I claim to be wise, but I'm prone to inaction.
I'm arrogant in my superiority. Sometimes I do just think I'm better than other people, much to my fault when I'm indeed not.
That's gonna take me way longer than I'd like it to.
What about you, Mel?
Cats are not the only thing that has been done in by curiosity.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I like that answer too.
I have to go with that one as well.
My curiosity just never gets me in trouble in real life.
I'm not that curious.
I go, that seems interesting to learn about.
Man, I don't know. Let's just say I'm uncouth. I'm proud of it.
Okay.
All right. So the next question: all samurai trained to use a katana. What weapon do you use if you want to keep 3 dice when you attack? Poor meta. Anyway, it says I've got your warhammer right here. A yari of one sort or another. Horsebow, lance, anything you can use better from a saddle. I would certainly never stoop to using something like a ninjato. There's no such thing as ninja. Or I use my wakizashi with my katana. 2 hands.
That's another also kind of obvious one.
Yeah.
Of all these weapons, though, I like the spear the most.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with spear too. I've always been a fan of spears.
Always been attracted to warhammers. Warhammers, big mashy things.
Yeah. I like the first 2, so coin, and I got Warhammer.
All right.
All right.
So where do you feel most at home? A library, in an elegant decorative garden, atop high cold mountain peaks, a military training ground, on top of the largest stone fortifications in the world, or anywhere with open skies and a distant horizon?
Some of
The
these places,
last one.
some of these places sound really nice though. Man, like I think it would just depend on how I'm feeling that day. There's no perfect one, but it would definitely be.
They're
like
also obvious too.
yeah, that's true too. I'm gonna just take an elegant decorative garden. I mean, that's a lot of work to make that.
Yeah, I'm going open skies and distant horizon. I think that one sounds the nicest most often for me.
Yeah, I like being in nature.
I can lose myself forever in books. All right, so how flies your arrow? With good aim, or the arrow knows the way?
Knows the way, baby.
It knows the way because I gave it a GPS. Jeez.
I'm guessing this is a reference I'm not aware of because I don't know a ton. Or I mean,
I know what it is, so go ahead.
I have
Pick as you will, Mal.
I have the least experience. I'm going with the arrow knows the way. Cause
What about you guys?
I mostly know this for Surichi. I don't know anything else beyond Surichi, and considering the mantis isn't an option, I can't read into it. But honestly,
I'll just go with the arrow knows the way.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with good aim because I feel like that even with the arrow not knowing the way, there's got to be some type of subconscious aiming going on.
All right.
What about you, Obs?
I said knows the way, totally.
You want to explain yourself?
It sounds cool.
I meant, what does the question mean?
Oh, I'll tell you at the end.
I am a master of war, court.
Magic and enlightenment? No. We're going war.
Yeah, I'm going to choose war.
Let's say
I wanna-
war.
I want to say war, but at the same time, if I look at myself, I feel like magic/enlightenment's a better option because I like reading and
Then pick
doing
it.
other things. Yeah, we're just gonna pick it. We're gonna be different. My favorite specialist character class is Oracle,
Not a decision.
Cavalier, Monk, Fighter. If it was good enough for my ancestors, it's good enough for me. Berserker, Ninja, or Artisan. And it's hands down the Berserker. Mal will tell you, I love playing Berserkers and Barbarians in D&D.
I am not seeing.
I love any class that gives me rage.
I'm not seeing a summoner in here, so I'm just gonna have to go with fighter.
Oracle's pretty close. Yeah, I'm fighter too.
I'm gonna go
pretty
with fighter.
traditional.
I've always liked the kind of the straight up fighter classes. So
I'm just traditional, so it's
Fighter.
good enough for the ancestors. It is good enough for me.
I'm not seeing a Gish option, which is always my preferred go-to in like D&D. So I'm just gonna choose fighter.
So which do you value more? What is right or what is honorable? I don't care much
Honorable.
about either of those things. Right, definitely for me.
yeah, what is right?
And again, that's where that honor question comes into play.
Yeah, I'm choosing what is right.
Yep, I'm the devil's advocate here.
Meh.
And finally, what play style suits you? I invest heavily in individual characters who have balanced strengths in a long-term board position. I sacrifice honor for additional options in conflict. I leverage my political might using the skills of my honored characters to force opponents out of a conflict. I play aggressively, and I'm able to shift my characters in and out of conflicts against attacks, weathering them, and then striking back when my foe is vulnerable, and I make extensive uses of holdings. I am pacifistic, discouraging conflict and exerting control over the nature of that conflict, or I focus on military aggression and swarm tactics.
Well,
I gotta say-
how I play L5R, I'm pacifistic. I'm gonna pick that.
How I play L5R, I'm on the balance between defending against attacks and focusing on military aggression. But most other games, I tend to do military aggression, whether it's like turn-based strategy games or just going to go with I focus on military aggression and swarm tactics.
All right.
Considering how I played, it was generally utilizing, for L5R at least, was utilizing duels above all else. So none of these really matched that, but I did have I did have some military defenders in there over political, so I guess I'll say I play aggressively, and I'm able to shift my characters in and out of conflicts.
And Mal.
I am choosing the same, since that's probably more what I tend to play outside of L5R. I haven't actually played a lot of
Burn.
L5R card game.
Mal likes his burn decks.
All right, what everyone get?
Tune in next week and no, I'm kidding. No, did anybody get anything that they didn't want?
I was surprised what I
That's
got
the
based
question.
on my answers, but I mean, slightly.
What'd you get?
I got lion. I thought I was going to get crab. Just based on some of the stuff I picked was like courage and I don't know. There was a few other answers I thought that were fairly crabby that I picked, like defending the empire, stuff like that. But I got lion kind of like that too, and the honor questions probably are what pushed me over.
Yeah, I was going to say the lion and the crab both being major militaristic powerhouses. There's a lot of overlap in that regard.
I even picked some that weren't necessarily like. I mean, I picked the war is important in military conflict. I think that was about as fighty as I got with my answers. What about you guys?
I got unicorn, which doesn't really surprise me, based on my answers and the fact that the Shinjo at least are probably the closest that I identify with.
Yeah. By the way, the bow question, unicorn actually aim in their archery.
See,
Called
I don't.
Yomonri.
I thought it was only the Surichi that did the arrow knows the way thing.
No, that's the whole out in the RPG. It's all reflexes. It's just the draw, shoot.
Ah.
That's how everyone does it except unicorn. What'd you get, Meta?
Oh, I got Lion Clan. No surprise there. That's
And
what I
what'd you
got
get?
when I did the quiz the olden days, and I've got that now.
What'd you get, Tets?
Click, click, click. I got my crab clan.
There you go. So we basically all got kind of. I think
Yeah.
line's pretty right. In real life, I'm probably lion or crab, one of the two. Because I live in the South, and the crab are basically Southerners.
Meh.
I think the quiz is actually better than the old AG one, but I do think it's more for people who probably are unfamiliar with the setting. Because you're obviously going to know the answers if you know anything about it.
I'm sticking with what I said in the beginning. This quiz is very clearly designed for individuals who are getting into the game, kind of want an idea of like what might suit them but overall, still don't know enough about it to really come to their own opinions yet of everything.
Yep.
It was still kind of fun though.
It was decent.
Yeah, it was fun to go through all the questions on here, and I hope
I feel like
you guys enjoy it.
it's a little bit more fun to have done with people as opposed to doing it on my own because again, it is a little on the transparent side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But